Good morning. Welcome to my workplace. I'm going to be making some tags for my journal, and I decided to use my antique book paper from my Trilby book, as I call it, because that's the name of the book. It, as you can see, some of the paper in this book, the reason I bought the book was because of this beautiful deckled edge on this paper. In those days, I'm having a feeling that if you had a book published privately, and I'm starting to think that this Trilby might be a privately published book, you were able to afford paper like this, and I've been having great fun with it because you can do all sorts of good things on this antique paper. So we're going to work on tags using this as the background. I have my pile of ephemera pieces and some coffee dyed paper. And no, I did not do it myself. Ooh, yuck, as far as that's concerned, Carol. That's not Carol's thing. Alrighty, let's get these trimmed a bit, and I'm going to keep the trimmings. Yes, I will, because of this paper. Let's have a little on the edge here. So let's keep the bits over there. Isn't that lovely with that edge? Oh, that will come in handy. Now, shall this be the width? Shall we leave some there? Yes, but let's take some off so that we can at the same time leave some of that edge. And eyeballing half. Okay. I don't want my tags to be too wide. This one is these two are kind of narrow. That's okay. Can always pretty that up. So we have those two, and now this one we'll get two more out of. Yes. And we'll make sure that these are wider. Okay. A good deal wider. Thinking I'm going to just leave that just the way it is. And the approximate middle. Here comes the eyeball again, and some things that some ephemera that I cut out, I was thinking might look nice. They're liable to have to be trimmed a little bit. Well, that can be done or not. We're definitely in the yes or not category. So, the basis of our tags. I want to see about using this bit of pink that I haven't used yet. Piece of cardstock that I've had for years and years, and it's just taking up space. Oh my. Well, look, no. Not quite. Not quite. Well, maybe quite. Might just do. I think we'll declare it just do. Okay. By putting that right over to the edge. I do hope that you are having a a pleasant weekend and that you are well. I'm enjoying this weekend because this is the 200th anniversary of Jacksonville, Florida. 200 years. The city has seen many, many changes. Since my husband and I have been here since 1970, we have seen incredible changes in this city. The city is favored with a beautiful, the St. Johns River, a beautiful river. And I'm sure 200 years ago people were sensible enough to realize that was a good place to be. And if there was a negative about the thing, was the poor city suffered one of those incredible fires in 1904-ish or whatever, and a lot of the city and the downtown was burned to the ground because, you know, wood houses just burned like sticks. But we are still busy making the best of that lovely river. Let's do this one. There's going to be it's going to be a weekend of celebrations. Lots of things about the historic sections of the city. Fireworks on Saturday night and so forth, and concerts and art shows and all sorts of wonderful things. Jacksonville was originally called Cowford because Jacksonville is where the farmers forded the river, so Cowford we were. I'm looking forward to getting to the end of this journal. Don't have too many more sides to embellish. But when I was going through it yesterday, I realized that I had pockets to add and nothing to put into them. So that's why I'm about tags today. Oops. And one more. One more. I will be glad to get to my Yoo-Hoo glue sticks, but I have these to finish up. Not that I'm going to complain about them, but I'm a great lover of a Yoo-Hoo glue stick. This one's getting quite down to the bottom. That's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. Now let's see about getting this one. Well, if we get to the bottom, Carol, it would make some sense. There. gracious. Now, let's do some cutting. These are going to be rather heavy tags because of this pink paper. Here we go. I have lots of, I'm at that point where I have lots of doctor's appointments this weekend and next, because, you know, the doctors keep an eye every 6 months on cancer patients. And I thought it would be kind of dwindling down after a while, but it isn't. It's going to be every 6 months, even though I'm a cancer survivor or in remission, whichever words. And as I often think to myself, I'm working just as hard at surviving survival because of the changes to these old bones, but it beats the alternative. It's just that I am really sick to death of looking at doctor's offices. Okay, you get kept. As I'm sure you can imagine. But I'm one of those proactive patients that goes in with a small pad of small papers with the things that I want to talk about, the things that I want to discuss. I bet they think to themselves, "Oh, here she comes again with her with her questions and her papers." But that way I know that if I have to go there and do it, I might as well get the information that I feel that I want, and to share things that are happening, because something is always going on and changing in this little body. One thing that I'm quite happy about, and we'll be glad to share this week, is the result of my visit to a nutritionist, because I had lost so much weight, even though I did eat, lost so much weight during the treatments that I was getting convinced I was going to fade away. So I have, I've gained, through hard work and eating and drinking my drinks, my protein drinks that were recommended for me. In fact, here's one now, going down. Ooh, yuck. It's working. It's put about 6 or 7 pounds on me. So there again, I can ooh yuck it, but still, yeah, you're going to your reward And one more like you over here. There we go. So let's see what we're going to do now. First thing that I'm going to do is look at the backs here. I have to do something back here. Make sure we're top end up. Yes. And yes. First thing we can do is make tags. Well, only you could do that, Carol. Only you. Now we'll just make believe that's the way it was supposed to be. I think I'm going to do it the way I always used to do it. Eyeball. The old eyeball method. Oh, there we go. And I'm not knowing whether I want to do some light stenciling on the back or some stamping. Check again to make sure what we have here. I haven't used stamps in a while, and I have some pretty flower outlines that aren't heavy and don't have a lot to them, and I'm thinking that it might be just the ticket for the back, because it can be written, it can be journaled right over. Let's see. Let's get out these puppies. Okay. There we go. Oh, I do love these. They can be off an edge, just here and there. Here. Not that one. Not that one. Maybe that one. Okay, let's decide what color to use. I think I'm going to go with my much loved VersaFine Toffee, because it's light enough that it can be journaled over. There you are. this one first. Here. I don't know what it is about this color, but every single time that I use it, makes me happy. Let me show you. Isn't that lovely? At least it is to me now. Off. And here. I think I'll do it the other way. Put a little mark down there, so I guess we better do it. And one more. Half on, half off. This is a beauty. And let's turn this one up the other way now. Maybe a little touch of this one over here. See, I got a little hasty with that one, and it isn't perfect, but we'll forgive it. Now, sure about that. Do one more up there. Whoops. Thank heavens that's where I'm going to put the hole. Now, bit down there. don't use my stamps as much as I should because they have so much potential for making prettiness. So that one's finished. That one is finished. I haven't used this one very much at all. Let me try it. See if we like it. I'm sure that it will work. And one more on there. Where? Just the tiniest bit, I think. Okay, let's line these up out of the way to dry. In fact, I think I'm liable to be a good stamp mother and hit them with a little bit of paper towel and alcohol. Well, they aren't. That looks like it's still wet, and it isn't, obviously. Okay, I can stop worrying about those. Lesson learned. Okay, now the fronts. That must have come from the waxed paper. Thank heavens that can be covered up. Now, I'm thinking that because this is print, I need some, I have a feeling that I want some music paper. All right, let me look more deeply for music paper. Oh, oh, my, happiness is music paper. Because that wasn't going to do the job. That certainly was not going to get what I needed because I wanted to be up and down. And you are going to get turned. Now, especially to cover this little oopsie. Oh, I like this side better. And I want to eliminate some of this very, very, very tender side. Let's see about here. side. A little too much. A little carried away there, Carol. These are wider than these, so I'm thinking another piece of music paper, but not so much this time, or not so wide. Not quite so wide. Yes. Just sure this is right side up here. And just a little bit over here. And this one. Like this. Right now, I'm going to glue this down, and I will return. While I was applying the music ephemera to these tags, I thought about this book. Excuse me. It's been ages since I've even opened it. And I do believe, excuse me, that I did work in this book years ago. Such a beautiful book. I saw it in, oh my. Oh my. Anyhow, this book was in Barnes & Noble, and for the first time I used some sense and went on Amazon and got it for $10 cheaper. And so, isn't that true? A bouquet for the soul. Let's see what I did in here. Ah, yes. I did stenciling and hand painting. These are hand painted, and this is stenciled, and oh my. It's been quite a while since I've been in this book. If you love roses, this book can could probably make you hyperventilate. Another one. I know I did more than just one in here. Oh, and it's a hand-sewn book on top of it all. Now, it's going to take me a moment with this because of my fingertips. Oh, here's one. Here's one coming. My, wasn't I rowdy. I painted out the background and did some stenciling. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Yes, I did this one. Painting in 2018. Stenciling. Painting. I added leaves. This one is a stenciled. These are stenciled leaves, and these are hand painted leaves. Boy, I was a background person. How different things do different things to your creativity. Here are some roses added and stenciled on. Here are some that are doodled over. Some background gold. Oh, I know why I put that on, because, okay, these are hand-painted roses of mine that are painted onto this watercolor paper, and that's sandwiched underneath. And this was from 2017. April 2017. If you're not a rose person, just please fast forward me. Oh my. This was September 2017. This was, of course, the central flower. And this, all of this painting is done with my handy-dandy palette knife. Boy, I was holding my mouth right for those, wasn't I? And here's a page that was removed. I cut it so that this rose would be complete. And I painted the back of that. Wonder if I can still do that. Boy, I had my wrist working right for those, because when you put that down and get it going, boy oh boy, it can swing either way. I love that. I love that. Yep, something happened here. What happened? Ah, yes. Page removed. And roses cut out and added on. There's the cut out bits. And here are some doodles. And it's a little bit of stenciling on the background. I think I still have that stencil. And my very favorite little stencil that I like to use so much, still do. All these years from March 2017 until now, still. Well, let's see, I'm thinking that I'm thinking that I am going to take off one of those and divide it and use it on 2 of those tags. Yes, that's not something that you need to particularly to watch, but there we go. I'll be back when I get this fussy cut. Well, as you can see, I did all of the simple bits that you have seen over and over again in my and other people's videos. I did do a couple of little things. I decided that the background needed a little tiny touch of stenciling, so I did that with my Distress Oxide sponge sugar that I had used elsewhere in this journal. I found some pretty labels. I attached our rose on this one. Same thing, and I used a piece of ephemera. I wish I could remember whose papers these were, but that little tiny bit of stenciling seemed to be just low-key enough, but there. I used some of the Distress Oxide peeling paint that I've used through the journal on the edge of the tags, and this last one, our pretty rose from my rose book, some stenciling, edging, and a label. If you have enjoyed playing with me today, please consider giving me a thumbs up, leave a comment. I would appreciate your subscribing to my channel, and I'll be seeing you very soon. Bye now.